Hey, what is up, guys? Over here, bringing another high-level Halo Wars commentary today. We're going to be playing in Mantis and Alex Muse. They will be running Cutter Brute, and I will be playing with Pursue all day, and we will be running Cutter Arby on Crevice. So, the general consensus on this map is pretty much that Brute is overpowered and Anders is overpowered because of how good Goss is and how amazing a Temple First Brute Rush is on this map. But what I'm going to show you here is that brutes really aren't that good on this map. They're going to go Temple first in this game and try to hit Pursue, which is generally the thing that you're supposed to do. Except what me and Pursue, what I've been doing recently, a couple weeks ago, I started doubling versus brutes no matter what on this map as Arby. Because I feel like if I can get my double up, if I don't lose my double and I get my temple out, I'm going to be ahead of the brute because I'll have two bases and they'll have one. So I told Pursue about this, and he said, okay, he'll give it a shot. He was a little skeptical because generally the thing to do is just scout for the brute expo with your scout right away, and if he expoed and you normally queue up your expo and then go scout them to see if they explode. And if they explode, that means you keep your bases RB, because that means that because a double base RB is better than a double base brute on this map, in any map really. So if they double and you double, you're just going to be ahead. So really no big deal. They basically throw away their brute lead because you can just play defense with your RB and go air and stuff like that. It's just take my word for it. A double base RB is better than a double base brute on this map. And then, but if he, generally the thing that used to happen is if they single, then you DQ your expo before it's finished building, and you would single as well. But now, where I'm starting to basically every time I play against a brute is double verse them. I don't care if they single or if they double, because this game is pretty much going to show you the very worst case scenario against a brute, a temple first brute when you double with Arby. So what I believe Mantis was their brute. What he did, he went straight to Pursue's Expo and went to the garrisons. Okay, I mean that's pretty much something that they can do. They can either try to hit the main and kill the main, or they can hit the Expo with the brute garrisons, which is also a pretty good choice. So all Pursue's going to be doing this game is rushing into a quick Citadel on his Expo. And if he loses it, so what? It'll take a while. He'll still have a single base to the brute single base. And by that time, hopefully he'll be able to have a tank out. I should be able to get a decently quick tank out because it looks like I'm getting the middle. So what he's going to do is, and they want Gunner too, which is, I don't know, some people go Gunner on this map when it's so easy to get the tanks as Cutter, but I guess that's just part of what he felt like doing. But the point is, of this game isn't about what the Cutters are doing, really. It's more about what the RB and Brute is doing. So pretty much Pursue's Expo is getting absolutely destroyed. But if you look at the minimap, Pursue's actually going on offense. He's saying, screw his Expo. I am just going to go hit the single base Brute and deny summits. Because he has an Expo. He's basically just throwing his Expo away so he can get pads up on his main and get heavies on his main. And things like that. Because if he can have, his Expo, worst case scenario, they're maining down his Expo. He has all his pads up on his main though. But he's gonna be able to go over there, and the Brute's not in that much of a better spot as Pursue's main. He has maybe two heavies on him, but he doesn't have the base, and he has a bunch of brutes. But that's where I come in, and I'm not gonna let him destroy his main too, because I'm gonna be able to have tanks out. So pretty much on any map. It's pretty much it's pretty stupid in this game. It's not really stupid. It's pretty easy to play brute. It's you pretty much just your only decisions playing the brute are building. Do I want to build brutes? How many do I want to build? Do I want to go inheritance? Do I not? And then go into banshees and vampires. So brute is just easy to play, which is why a lot of people play it. But if you are a top tier RB will be a top tier brute on pretty much every map in every situation. There are maps that are better for brute, which is if you play them right. Obviously, if you're a top tier brute and you get a brute map, there are clearly ways you can win. But a top tier RB should be able to trade with a top tier brute on brute maps. Trade wins, and a top tier RB should be able to beat a top tier brute on all RB maps 100% of the time, which just makes RBs better. The thing about this game though is there's not very many top tier RBs, so people can play brute and get away with it a lot. Because as far as I'm concerned, everyone has their own list of who they think is amazing and who they think is not amazing, and things like that. But in my opinion, there really are only 4 or 5 top tier RBs that play this game. I mean, the point of this video is not to make a list and everyone compare their list of who they think is amazing and who's not. But I guess if you want mine, I'd consider Pursue, Limits, myself, and I'm not very legit. I'm not very legit doesn't play too often, but it's not that hard to pick up this game again. So those in my book, those are the top tier 1 RBs that still play this game. I'm sure there's a couple other players that could be on the list or fringe players, and they can talk what they want in the comments if they think they should be there. But that's just my opinion. Take it for what it is. It really doesn't matter. But it basically all the brutes. I have full confidence in any of the 4 RBs that I listed between me, Pursue, Limits, and I'm not very legit. Too legit. BH, I'm too legit. Could probably also be a tier 1 RB, but he doesn't really play RB. He always plays cutter. So I guess I'll just leave him off for now. But yeah, basically any of those RBs can pretty much beat any brute on any map, which is why it is better to be a top Arbiter than a top brute. And there aren't very many top brutes, probably like Hazard and Olympians, and I guess to like defend my theory, the last time I played Olympians, he's probably tier 1 brute. Me and Too Legit went like 7-2 and beat them on all RB maps pretty handily. And a brute map considered Beasley's, we should have won twice, but we won once because I had a mess up. So that just shows the trading wins thing. And we lost on Repo once, I believe, and that's like a 60-40 brute map. 60% of the time the brute should win, and evenly skilled players. Olympians does something that's kind of weird on that map, and it's pretty easy to beat if you know what it's coming, but we just didn't, because Legit didn't let me know that was what Olympians did. But yeah, but I guess that just shows it. But if you back to the game a little bit, I pretty much pushed off all the brutes. Pursue got to go on offense and kill some pads, deny some summits, and Pursue is ahead of the brute. After it was all said and done, absolute worst case scenario, we lost the Expo. But it didn't matter, because I got to push off all his brutes before he got to do any real damage on Pursue's main, and Pursue got to do damage to the brute's main, which put Pursue ahead. So, as long as you know what you are doing, brutes are not very hard to beat on Crevice. If they have Warthogs, if they have Anders to go with it, it gets quite a bit more difficult, because Anders is pretty OP on this map. It's by far the best UNSC on this map, because of Gauss. But yeah, we're ahead. And Pursue even got to retake his Expo. And I haven't been paying too much attention to this game, but I believe I have a tank lead right now, or it's pretty close. And I believe Pursue has some Banshees out on the field at that UNSC's main. And he still has his RB out. He's not really planning on using his RB. This map, it's just better to go air, just because there's so many places you can hit. So it looks like I'm just healing up, and I'm going to be positioning myself to get back to the middle, because I know that I need to push back down there and eventually hit PT. Because if I hit PT and they don't, then the person with PT obviously just wins, especially if I can get the PT with the reactor. So I'm going to go down to get a little tank engagement. He only has 3 tanks right here. I have 5 down in the middle, I think, right now. Yep, and one's a Spartan tank. So I clearly have a nice little tank lead because he went hogs. And I'm going to be able to just roll down here, and we're going to be just fighting each other off a little bit. But I have the lead, so he's going to end up having to leave eventually, or he's going to end up losing all of his tanks. So I have a Marine that's already built, walking down to the middle, because that's going to be my Tech 4. So it looks like, see, by doing what we did, by expoing and going on offense, we forced the brute into vampires. The brute did not get to go straight into Banshees on this map. And that's how you have your advantage. You keep down the RB and you build Banshees and make him try to get to vampires. But we flipped it a little bit. Even though they killed Pursue's Expo at the very beginning, we still got to go Banshees, and they had to build vampires. And it helps when your UNSC has a tank lead like I have right now. And it looks like I have a pretty demanding tank lead. So they're going to try to poke me out of that reactor, but I'm just going to get power turn and he's going to leave. It doesn't matter. I mean, we have such a big tank lead right now. They have air lead right now because we got to go into Banshees. But the whole point of expoing was that we got to push up on offense with our RB and just wait for tanks to push off the Brute. And I think I actually got tanks relatively slow this game. So it could have gone better if I got all the hooks pretty flawlessly. But we just got easily, we got to build a couple Banshees and not let them be super annoying with them being super annoying to us with Banshees. So we're in a good spot because now we have an RB, and every time the game goes later with RB is when your team gets a lead. And they don't even have that much of a vamp lead. I believe Pursuit said in this game was played a while ago, that he's like, oh, they don't even have Tech 2 Vamps. That's why he has so many numbers, because he never got the Stasis Drain. So we're raging the Vampires, we're stasising them, and we have the tank sitting under them. So now, at this point in the game, we have Power Turret almost finished, we have a Vampire lead, and we have an Arbiter, which pretty much seals this game up. Because when that is all against you, and not only that, we have 2 middle reactors, and Pursuit has a side reactor. And they're going to resign right here. Yeah, pretty much. So there's really nothing they can do. One of them quit because I guess whichever one was they're going to see, I think Alex Muse realized this. And I guess thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.